We're back at the ISDA AGM studio and I'm joined by a couple of participants from the trading panel. I'm here with Jack Hattem, a board member from ISDA, Managing Director, Global Fixed Income at BlackRock, and Jared Noering, also an ISDA board member, Head of Fixed Income Trading at NatWest Markets. Jack, Jared, thanks a lot for joining us. So on the panel, we talked a little bit about the uncertainty that's been in markets over the past couple of months, the high volatility that we've seen, partly as a result, well, entirely as a result of the uncertainty over the tariffs. Jack, how have markets held up?
I would say thank you, Nick, and great to be here. I would say the markets have held up reasonably well. I think markets have really traded very well throughout this period. While we cannot predict, future bouts of volatility, uncertainty remains, volatility remains high. I really feel that the market has exhibited a really high level of resiliency, which is also consistent with the principles that we speak about at the AGM for ISDA about having safe and efficient markets.
Jared, what about you? How have you felt liquidity has held up over the past couple of months?
As Jack said, I think amazingly well, and I think a lot of it is down to a lot of the work that has been done in the repo market and clearing, things that sort of really broke down in the global financial crisis because they weren't instituted, and also in the COVID bout. I also think there's been a big regime change from which I stated in the panel, which is moving away from a globalized economy to much more fractionalized. And the tariffs brought on that. And I think we just need to be ready for more volatility in the second half of the year.
Well, that's a great point. We just had a couple of months of the year. We've got a lot of the way to go for 2025. What are you expecting to see for the remainder of the year, Jared?
I'm expecting to see which I stated in the panel, is that a lot of the soft data has been hit. And, Trump did pause the tariffs, but they are ticking. And I think with China, we're down to 86 days. So the volatility will come back. It will affect the hard data, and we may see that turn over pretty dramatically, not only in the US, but also potentially in Europe and Asia. And that's when the markets are really going to potentially change, and you could see much more volatility across a lot of different products, but also with a lot of the central banks and what they do to react to this.
Jack, what about you? What do you think is going to happen for the remainder of the year?
I think with the potential for, increased forward volatility, the most important thing for us to do is not to be complacent, to pay attention, to keep our eyes on the interconnectivity between markets, and alongside challenges come opportunities. So to stay forward-looking and paying attention will really give us the ability to deliver for our clients.
Fantastic. Jack, Jared, thanks a lot for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nick.